Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Game Pass Grab Bag, your weekly podcast reviewing games from the Game Pass collection, bringing you three unique perspectives from varying skill range. I am the one in control of this fever dream, Andrew. With me, the one who's never late for tea time, Keith.
Hello.
And the one who will eat any snack as long as there's a note on it, Liz.
Hey guys.
And this week, we played Ravenlok. Cococucumber. Cococucumber. Cocumber. That studio. Ravenlok is a third-person action RPG where you are playing a young girl who is swept away into a fantasy world, who is tasked to save the citizens from the evil queen. But going around, Keith, was this a game or pass for you?
So it's definitely a game, and I even want to say it's a definite game, but I'm going to hold my definite till the end. But it's definitely a game. I really enjoyed my time with it. It's just super short and super easy, and I think that's the one real drawback I have with it. But honestly, other than that, I really loved every minute of my time with Ravenlok.
For me, it's definitely a game. It's just good, clean fun. It was short and sweet, and I enjoyed it.
I guess I'll give this a game as well. After having no, because Liz gave Ravelok a game. But after the past 2 weeks of playing games that we were just like, this was a really nice change of pace.
I was still about it, though.
Yeah, but you still gave it a game.
Yeah, but like a personal game, though. I was still
But Ravenlok was like, it's a palate cleanser game. And then I feel like this is something we really needed after the past couple of weeks we've been having. So yeah, we'll also be giving this a game. But
I want to ask Keith real quick. I can't picture you drinking like a hot mug of tea. Like, do you actually drink hot tea? I'm curious.
I do.
What kind?
Not frequently. I'm not a big tea drinker. Honestly, I drink like the peppermint tea, so it's not like really tea, I guess.
I'm always so curious what people eat and drink, and I was just thinking, like, I can't picture him just having like a cup of tea.
And if anything, I would say more like a cold glass of green tea. Maybe not hot tea.
I mean,
I drink hot green tea though too.
If it's Arizona, anything Arizona, you'll be drinking that tea.
Have you ever tried Arizona tea hot?
No,
because
I've always wanted to.
On the can, it recommends it.
Yeah, like their ginseng honey one. It's like, try it hot, and I've always been tempted to as well. But it's just so good cold that I'm just like, I'm good.
I never read that. So, I don't read the can.
Oh, really? You can never go wrong with Arizona. But anyway, let's get to the game.
Sorry.
I feel like Liz should start a snack podcast. Just have random guests on and be like, what do you eat? Tell me your diet.
Gamer food.
That can be some of our side quest episodes. Save it for the Patreon. Let's get to interview other people about what they eat.
What snacks? But so let's get to Ravenlok. So, like I said, the story of Ravenlok, you were playing this young girl. You move into this house from your aunt who passed away or disappeared. But you're moving into this new farmhouse, and you're probably thinking, hey, is this a farming simulator game? Because it's starting like every other farming simulator game where you move into a dead relative's house. But no, this is actually a action-adventure game. But as you're exploring the house, you end up stumbling upon a mirror, and your mom tells you, oh, yeah, your aunt had these crazy stories about this fantastical world. And then, what do you know? You discover the fantastical world. But, of course, as soon as you get there, you find out that people are in trouble, and you are trying to help them. Long story short, this is honestly a different telling of Alice in Wonderland, which makes me wonder, do you guys even know the story of Alice in Wonderland? I feel like that's a story I constantly hear. There's been I feel like numerous remakes of that story. But as I was playing this game, I'm like, I don't really know the story of Alice in Wonderland.
I saw one movie, and I feel like I must have seen something as a child too, because I knew it before I watched the movie.
Yeah.
So like something in my childhood I did know about it, but I didn't read it or anything.
Like, yeah, I know things of it, but if you were like, what's the overall plot of Alice in Wonderland? I'm like, I don't know. A girl eats a cookie and shrinks, and she's in the world, and there's animals.
So it's originally
food poisoning?
Alice Through the Looking Glass, right?
I think so.
So my biggest recollection of it is, do you remember like the old 1950s terrifying Alice in Wonderland / Alice Through the Looking Glass with the Jabberwocky and all that?
Is it the animated one, like the animated Disney one?
No, it's a live action. It is terrifying. I'm gonna see if I can find some screenshots of this. So my recollection is she's like, you know, little girl. She lives on like I don't know, plantation almost, I think.
Yeah.
But she follows this rabbit, falls down the hole, and she finds up in this fantastical world where, I don't know, everyone's out to get her. The Queen of Hearts is out to get her, and everyone else is sort of trying to help her along her way to get home. That's sort of what I remember of it. But that movie,
But how did it start though? Like, you know, Wizard of Oz.
she does eat a cookie at some point. That's like part of the journey.
Oh.
Yeah, but like the Wizard of Oz, for instance, you find out like she hit her head. So what's that like in Alice? Like in this game, is it really supposed to be that she found this mirror? Or,
No, as Keith said, she followed a rabbit into a rabbit
but what
hole.
really happened though? Like I thought it was kind of like a Wizard of Oz kind of thing.
Oh, like what actually happened?
Maybe like was
it's all
sick
metaphor?
or or like something happened.
I always thought it was a drug-induced trip is what I've always got because like I always know of segments like the bong ripping worm that's on the mushrooms, which I think got removed. I think that was like from the original animated Disney movie. I think they removed him. I remember the Cheshire Cat who like disappears. I remember the Mad Hatter, the rabbit. I always thought this was meant to be like just a drug-induced adventure was the original Alice in Wonderland.
But in this game, I thought it was interesting that there isn't really an ending. Like you don't see what happens after, and that kind of bummed me out.
You kind of do.
No, because it ends like with the tea party, and then you go home, but like you don't see anything.
Well,
like so for
spoiler.
me, like what do you think happens at the end of this game? I knew exactly what was going to happen in this game. That's not a spoiler.
I mean, like, I
Oh, then
guess.
bleep it out.
Yeah.
But still,
So this is. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead, Keith.
All I'm talking about is I was going to say I found the one that I used to watch as a kid, which was from 1985, and it was a TV series. There was 2 parts, and there was a Jabberwocky, which is a terrifying dinosaur monster when you were a child. It's slimy, it's gross, and it is terrifying.
It's
Jabberwocky's also like a separate poem, I think, that isn't actually related to Alice in Wonderland, so it's weird that it got to be part of it, but I don't know.
It's always weird to think about like some of these things we've seen as kids. And then like now that we have a kid, I'm like, I would not want my child to see these things. But it's like when we were kids, we saw very nightmare fueled like shows and movies that were like, oh, these are for kids. And it's
Or
like
just way
awful.
too sad. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it like really destroyed the parents when they went. Because like for me, like I didn't like quite get some things, but
But I also feel like it's a rite of passage where it's like your kid's got to be traumatized.
no, because like okay, so for instance, like my mom when I was like super little, she made the mistake of letting me watch the Chucky movies, and she had to. We had this closet full of stuffed animals, toys. I was so afraid of Chucky that I would have her take out every single toy and show it to me, and otherwise I wouldn't go to sleep. And then our daughter, she saw lava in Minecraft, and now she's terrified of lava. And I'm just like, that's why I just like I can't imagine her showing her Chucky. Can you imagine like showing her a killer doll?
She's 3. I wouldn't show her when she's 3. You didn't see Chucky when you were 3, did you?
My horror movies were always on. I was very little when I watched Chucky.
3 years old?
I don't know how old I was. I was old enough that I had a ton of stuffed animals, and I know it was like elementary school.
Well, this probably explains your irrational anxiety
Yeah,
that you
that's-
get on things.
I'd say, I mean, that sounds a little bit more reasonable. Elementary school than 3 years
Yeah.
old.
No, I mean I'm just
I
saying
mean, and
like
stuffed animals could really range anywhere from like 2 to 17, adulthood. I don't know.
really.
Some people have stuffed animals as adults.
No judgment.
Keith does.
I'm
Keith-
just
Keith doesn't
saying,
wanna say
like,
it.
I can't imagine.
I don't, but I wouldn't be ashamed to if I did.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like I would not show our daughter things the same rate that I was, but I don't know when you're supposed to, like, show kids.
Because you got to traumatize them a little. Like, I
Like,
said,
Never
it's
Ending
character.
Story. Can you, I can't, I don't want, like, the horse. Is that the movie with the horse? Or
Oh,
B&B.
Never Ending Story?
Yeah, or B&B. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like all those things, I just, too sad for me.
Well, Never-Ending Story is just straight up sad.
It is.
Artax is still tugs at my heartstrings. But that movie as a whole also it's made for children, but I would not show that movie to a child.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, how old, like for your kids, would you show them that?
I mean, I'd show Johnny. He's 10. I don't think I'd have a problem with watching it. Like, it's not actually that bad, but I wouldn't show it to our 5-year-old. Like, it might be a little too young, which is weird because I'm pretty sure I watched a lot of that stuff at 5 years old. I think it's just, and not to get on a, old man yelling at a cloud, kids are soft, but like kids television programming now is a lot gentler as a whole.
It's very gentle.
So then to contrast it and be like, hey, here's this terrifying thing we watched as children, because everything we watched as a child was terrifying. So it just didn't matter. It was just all scary.
I saw this thing online talking about how, like, I thought that quicksand would be way more prevalent in my life based on like what I saw as a kid. Yeah. And that's why I was just like thinking it's funny, like with the lava, where it's like you're explaining, it's like there isn't lava near you. It's not gonna be anywhere near you anytime soon. But yeah, I just thought that was funny because I felt like in every kid's show there was quicksand.
I legitimately thought my brother was gonna die in quicksand once. I think I was 5 years old and my brother was like 6 or 7.
Did he prank you?
No, we were at it just rained and we were at a park and it was a baseball diamond and he just got stuck in the mud in the baseball diamond and I was convinced it was quicksand and we were like 3 blocks away from our house and I just remember like booking it as fast as I can to my mom and like be like, you gotta hurry, he's sinking in quicksand, and my mom's just walking and I'm like, what's wrong with you, he's sinking, and like by the time we get there my brother's still just like, his shoe just got stuck, like he wasn't even in anymore, his just shoe was stuck there and my mom just like pulled the shoe out.
Inconvenient.
But I was just like, oh my god, it's quicksand.
That's another thing, like kids going to the park by themselves. I was very little going to the park by myself.
I know. But anyway, let's get back to this game. We haven't even talked about it. But I also want to ask the question, though, of like, so Alice in Wonderland or Alice Through the Looking Glass, like I said, I feel like this story has been told like numerous times. Could you think of a single version you would be willing to show your kid? Because like I remember seeing it as a kid. I remember seeing like the animated Disney version. I remember like seeing, I think like early 2000s one. There was one with Johnny Depp.
I don't remember them well enough, but it's weird because this game I feel like is more for like kid aged because.
Well, I feel like Alice in Wonderland or whatever is always kind of meant to be a quote unquote kid's story, but it's just like, I don't know. When you like look at it, like I think when you're an adult, like you kind of see things, but as a kid, like they just like, it's a magical world, but you're like, no, this is definitely drug references.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would show them I think the cartoon version would be fine, and it's things like you watch that now and you get that, but I don't think it's that obvious.
I remember the Cheshire Cat scared the crap out of me because you mostly just saw his eyes and his creepy smile, and I remember that freaked me out as a kid.
Was there a Cheshire Cat in Ravenlok?
No, that's actually one thing I wanted to bring up. Like, I feel like that's one of the most famous characters. That and the bong ripping worm.
Well, I think they were trying to make it different, though. I don't think they wanted it to be like copy and paste.
Yeah, it was like a Alice in Wonderland inspired game. It wasn't necessarily Alice in Wonderland.
It's more steampunk. It's like a steampunk version of it.
So here's my overall issue with kind of the story is there's really no background to. Like, yes, your aunt went to this magical world, I guess, that you're going to. But it's they kind of tell you the story of, like, overcoming adversity and new challenges and things. There's, like, one very small dialogue between, I think, you and your dad about, like, oh, yeah, I don't really know that I'm excited to be in this new place. And he's like, yeah, it's going to be great, though. Look at all this land. And you're like, okay, cool, I'll give it a try. I do miss my friends, though. There's no real sense that your character is, like, really struggling with this to the point where she, like, goes into this imaginary world to save her. You know what I mean? Like, did I miss it?
I felt like this was meant to be. She really went to another world. It wasn't any sort of metaphor.
Yeah, there wasn't enough at the beginning. I agree.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's a little bit of both. I think she like really went there, but I really think there's supposed to be metaphor too, because the whole closing scene is kind of, I don't know, alludes to it, I think. But
this is one thing I liked about this game. This game is a sprint. Like, it has zero filler. Like, the story, the gameplay, it's literally like you enter the world and like right away the character's like, prophecy was told about you. You're going to save us. And she's just like, okay. And then go get a sword. Okay, she gets a sword. Now go fight bosses. You're just like, okay.
The little bad mushrooms are, like, I think the only filler. The little enemies that you can fight, and that's it.
But I love when people are like, you need to kill the boss. The boss is literally like right around the corner. Like, there's like zero filler in this game.
Did you guys think it was weird that I think it was a crab and a chicken or there was some type of creature that was upset that there was a crab like in the spot and like getting sun or getting like
he was jealous of his beauty.
Yeah, something like that. I played this at the beginning of the week and I already forget. All the characters to me I kind of forget. It's a little forgettable.
I mean,
but anyways, so you go up and you start attacking the crab. So for me, I'm just like, I mean, that's not really. You're kind of being.
You first talked to the crab. Did you not talk to the crab?
Why should the crab have to move though? The chicken has her spot. But these animals could be completely wrong.
Well, the chicken makes a nest, so clearly the chicken's been there for a while.
But he's all the way on the other side. She can't say like, oh, no other creature can be near me.
Maybe the chicken's racist.
I'm just saying you can't go and attack things just because they have something that you want. I'm just saying I didn't understand
a lot of people would disagree with you in the world, Liz.
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say the crab seemed like the real jerk in the situation.
Yeah.
How though?
Because his literal, like, you talk to him, he's like, oh, well, if he wants the spot, then I'm definitely not moving. Like, it's purely he's doing it out of spite, and I don't
Maybe
know.
something happened before that, though.
No, the crab is a jerk. The crab was specifically saying, yeah, I keep plucking feathers out of the chicken when he's not looking.
Oh,
okay.
So
there's a bunch of feathers around the crab. The crab's just stealing feathers.
Like I said, my memory is really bad. But, I mean, you don't attack somebody because you want them to move. Like, you could have built a gate.
Because they're stealing your feathers?
But, like, you could build a gate or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, who knows what happened before. I just thought it was weird that you just started attacking it. And you keep attacking him. He's like, don't do that. Don't hit me. And you keep doing it to get him to start the fight. I'm just saying, I just thought that, morally, I wasn't sure how I felt about that.
I mean, I like what Andrew was saying too, is it's, in most games, it's like, all right, you need to defeat these 3 people, and then you defeat those, and they're like, well, actually, so those first 3 people were actually a set of 4 other 3 people, and you have to now kill all of them, and it like opens up, this is just like, hey, there's 3 bosses you gotta fight, or 4 to get like the 3 key cards, and that's it. That's the end of the game. You have done the thing and you have beat it. So it's very straightforward, very to the point. So I think almost like you were saying, Liz, I played this game I think a week and a half ago, and I kind of loosely forgot, like the whole plucking feathers and whatever. But I don't know. It was largely forgettable.
It was, which I was kind of disappointed because, like I said, I don't really remember the story of Alice in Wonderland. I just like know of things in it, so that's why I'm like, oh, this is clearly a kind of a different retelling of Alice in Wonderland. So I kind of wish they did more of the story because I liked what this game was going with. I liked that it was like, hey, it's their kind of version of telling it because it's not, like we were saying earlier, it's not exactly the same as the story, but it's just a lot of things taken from it. The rabbits are there. There's Tea Party. I don't even think there's technically Mad Hatter. Well, it's like a Mad Hatter rabbit, but either way, so I kind of wish they kept going with it and kind of actually had maybe a little more filler of the story.
Yeah, because the main thing I remember from Alice in Wonderland are the characters, and in this, I don't think I remember a single name. If there are names, like that's how unforgettable they are.
Yeah, like the main rabbit you're helping, was his name like Finch or something like that? I don't remember.
Maybe. But yeah, you had like the Tweedledee and Tweedledum twins.
I remember that.
You had the Queen of Hearts, like all of the little card soldiers. Like I said, the rabbits. There was kind of a Hatter.
The 3-dragon bad guy. The 3-headed dragon.
But it's just weird how like literally as soon as you drop in this world, the rabbit's just like, yeah, there's a prophecy about you, and you need to save us. And she's just like, okay, you're my friend now. Like, I just think it's weird that your character, like, by the end is just like, I'm going to die for my friends. It's like, you've literally shared a sentence or two with these people. Like, there's just, like, no story or background
She's
with it.
really bored living on the farm. She's like, I'll do anything.
But I do think it's funny at the beginning. The game lets you choose your character's name. And I like the game let me be immature. I named my character Duty, which was great because there's only a couple lines, but I like my dad said, you'll always be my little Duty. And it's like, that's great. But I think it's funny that you create a character's name, and then as soon as you jump in this world, they're like, "You're Ravenlok. That's your name now." And it's just like, well, what's the point of picking Duty? I wanted to be Duty.
Yeah, I did get a laugh out of the fact that you and again, like, it made no sense. Like, I felt like there should have been more context to the story before that, not just like a couple little fetch quests to kind of initiate you to the controls of the game, and then just, I don't know, none of that mattered. Like your dog, I wanted to have my little dog friend, but my dog friend stayed behind.
Yeah.
He didn't come with me. And I mean, I'm glad. I wouldn't want to put him in danger. He was a cute little pupper, but at the same token, I don't know. I thought it would have mattered more. And then when the game ends, I thought I'd come back to that world, but no, it just ends when you go back to the world, but there's no going back to the world.
Man, both of you guys just cannot give up the spoilers here. Come on.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't think that's a spoiler at all. The game ends and you go back to the real world. What I'm saying is that there's no actual story, and I don't even want to call it a means to an end. It's just like they tried to make a story and it's not there. Am I talking myself out of not out of game?
Definite game.
I think I'm talking myself out of definite game.
Well, let's talk more about the gameplay. So like I said, it's a third-person action RPG. So you got your basics. You got your dodge, your roll. You have a shield you can block with. You have sword. You have a couple spells that you end up learning. You gain some experience points, level up, but you don't have any like skill points that you get to allocate. It's just, hey, you leveled up, all your base stats went up. And that's about it. So it's really basic. But as we said, the quests are all very simple. I don't think there's technically like one side quest. No, two, I think. But very, very simple. Like I loved, like I said earlier, of just the lack of filler in this game. Because that's what I was expecting as soon as I was playing this. I'm like, oh man, there's going to be like collect mushrooms and let's like pick the trees, get sticks. No, there's like none of that. Which is, like I said, so it makes the game a great palate cleanser if you're just sitting down and kind of going from point A to point B. But you made a kind of good point, Liz. The game gives you a quest log, but I don't know why, because it is absolutely pointless. The quest log's like, go to the botanist, and it's like, well, where the heck is the botanist? There's no map. And so you just kind of got to wander around a little bit in this game, which is a little frustrating. I wish the game gave me a little bit more direction.
Yeah, because like you find like the painting towards the end, and I kind of like I don't have a good memory, and so for me it just like there really wasn't a way to organize things.
Yeah,
and I don't think there was a map or anything.
No, I didn't see one.
I mean, like you teleport, so you don't really need one, but just like having like the character names, that's something that I just like I instantly forgot. Like who was I supposed to talk to for this, and But yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, like I had one where it's like, oh, return that item to the chef. Like, who the heck is the chef? Like, did I meet a chef?
And there's not really a tutorial, too, with like, I just found the person that I upgraded with because I was just like, interacting with anybody, anything. So it's like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to upgrade. And like, there's somebody who sells potions and stuff, but there was never anything like that. I mean, there was a tutorial that showed you how to throw the potions and stuff, which was very helpful, but...
Yeah, I think like half the quests I would do before I would talk to the person to do it, because I would just run ahead and just start killing a bunch of enemies and collecting a bunch of stuff, and then come talk to somebody and be like, I need 4 of this thing killed. And I'm like, oh, I just did that. Cool, here you go. And like, I think it was what the like ghost deer there.
Yeah.
Those ones, like by the time I went, I didn't even know I needed to complete all those things. I just did it because I was like, well, this is kind of fun, and I don't know, I'll just collect all these like side quests. I thought I was doing legitimate side quests. Turns out they were just all part of the main quest in the big picture, and then they were all done by the time I talked to the big guy. It's like, but I'm gonna go back to that actually, and I'm maybe it's because we've all a little bit forgotten about it. I want to talk about that little fight. So spoiler alert here. You go down to talk to this buffalo, and he's like, "Yeah, I was the protector of the deer, and then something caused them to go crazy, and then they sent me down here." and you're like, all right, well, hey, I need to do this thing, and it sounds pretty messed up. You need like a piece of him, so you want to like cut a chunk of meat off him, and he loses it and he fights you. I'm like, he seemed so nice. He was the deer's protector. And he got screwed over in this whole situation. There is no redemption for that buffalo, and it really saddened me.
Why couldn't you use his hair or something, his fur?
That's a good question too, because it just says a part of him. It doesn't say what part, just a part of him.
He decided to choose his heart.
Well, he chose that because he decided to come attack you. But there should have been a redemption for him, and I was very upset by that. And then the deers just, I guess, get healed. And there's, we go back to Chorvs here. They were responsible for this death of this innocent bull because they were under the influence of something. Does that make it okay? I don't think it does.
Well, I was actually thinking, too, like a handful of times playing this game, I'm like, are you the bad guy? Like, I know everyone's saying the queen is bad.
I said that earlier with the crab, and you were like, Liz, like, you're being stupid.
Well, no, that was, like I said,
you're picking fights.
Justifiable.
Really? Somebody wants somebody to move, so you go and you attack them 3 times in order to...
the crab was stealing.
He wasn't stealing your stuff? How do you know that... Oh, he did tell you. He did. I'm just saying, that's when I started questioning things a little bit, and you guys...
We did not attack you. Don't exaggerate.
I didn't say you attacked me.
You made it seem like when you guys were with me on this.
You guys weren't with me on this. I'm just saying that's when I started questioning stuff. Oh,
I don't know. I don't think it was that moment, but I can see it.
And then there's that slug that was eating all the rotten food. Like, he's just trying to clean up. He's just trying to eat all the rotten food. And he got mad at you because he thought you were trying to take his rotten food. And instead of trying to be like, no, man, I just need to go by. You kill him. You kill the slug.
Oh, yeah, I just realized the buffalo was before the crab. I'm remembering this, like, everything is just all mushed together.
It's just like, oh, yeah, we played a game this week, didn't we?
Keith, I wanted to ask you, because Andrew accidentally played this on easy. What did you play it on? The default is easy.
Then probably that. I think I played on the default.
Yeah, which I think is very weird that it defaults to easy. I did die at the beginning because I wasn't really paying attention, and I also I felt like it was going to be very forgiving anyways, and I more was just being lazy. But then after that, I upgraded, and I thought the combat was so ridiculously easy, even for a noob like myself. And I mean, there's videos of it. You really can, for a lot of enemies, just smash X. So I was wondering what you guys thought about like the boss fights. They do get a little bit more intricate later on, but nothing I thought was really too crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, I want to go back to what you were saying of like, I think it's weird that the default is easy, but not only that, it didn't prompt me like at the beginning of like what difficulty you want to play. So I didn't think I could choose my difficulty. And this game is so short. You're looking for playtime between like 3 to 5 hours. And so I was already, by the end of it, I like paused the game for the first time. And it was like, oh, difficulty option. I was like, oh, I guess I could change the difficulty. But I literally like right at the last boss. So I was like, well, I made it this far on easy. I might as well just keep going. There's no achievement to beat on any harder difficulty. So I just stuck with it. But yeah, the combat, when you're just fighting the basic mobs, super easy. Just keep mashing X. You stun them in place, and they die. But there's quite a bit of boss battles. And I will say, I think the boss battles were fun. They actually changed up quite a bit of like gameplay mechanics, and I thought they were cool.
Yes and no. So when we picked up Ravenlok, and we were planning on playing it, I thought this was going to be like a very Souls-like game. It at least the previews kind of made it look like you had to really dance fight these bosses, and I probably because I probably played it on easy because I don't remember changing it, so I'm assuming I played it on that. I didn't feel like there was much of anything other than just basically mashing X or whatever attack was and occasionally dodge an attack from the boss, but there was nothing special. They visually were super cool, and yeah, they had some unique-ish attacks, but none of them required much more than a slight dodge and then a bunch of just hacking and stun locking them again. Because even some of the bosses you could pretty much stun lock. So
Yeah.
I think it's, again, one of those small little things, and it's like, it's nothing that I'm like, wow, this is a bad experience because of it. It's just, I kind of wish it was a little bit more difficult, because I would have liked to have had more time and experience with it, I guess.
I feel like you're talking yourself down more and more.
In some ways, but it really just comes down to the time played of it. Is I wanted more of it.
I also think too that the reason why the combat is such a bummer is because you do kind of get some cool abilities, and the cooldown is so quick that you can just use them all the time. When you get the fourth one, if you are leveled up and you use that, it is so quick. Even like the final boss.
Yeah.
And I also thought too that there were a lot of other things that were weirdly easy, like the guards that you have to be stealthy and go
I had a
around
stealth
them.
segment. Did you get caught at all?
Oh, I did. But
I never
the
did.
thing is, like, if you hug the wall, I found later on, like, if you hug the wall, they don't see you. There are certain ways that you move, they do not see you, even if you go right by them, which is really weird. But yeah, if they catch you, you just go to the beginning, but you keep all the progress that you have. So it's just like, yeah, it's really easy.
Yeah, I got caught a bunch of times on that. I just, because
I was
you all
lazy.
suck.
No, I was just lazy because I knew it was going to be forgiving.
yeah, I didn't quite realize that it was stealth at first, and then when I did, like Liz said, I realized that, it doesn't take anything in my gameplay, so I would just sprint, get one, have them catch me, and then go do another one, because there was, I don't know, like 6 different things you had to do, and they were all super close, so it wasn't even tedious or long to do it that way. It was easier.
Did you die at all, Keith?
Probably a couple times. I honestly couldn't, I'm not denying that I did. I can't remember, and if I did, it was probably on a boss. I do remember early on that it was again, actually, that deer area, because that's fairly early on, and there was like some big old monsters in there, and I had about half health, and I ran all the way out of there. It's like, oh no, I'm not fighting these guys, I'm out of here, I'm getting out of here. And then I went back with full health, and I went, I could have fought these guys with like no health, because they're just big and they're not actually that difficult. They're just sizably large.
And you can buy so many potions too that there's money everywhere, and every time you go back, the money respawns.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get experience points. So for me, like, I just always had potions on me too, and that's kind of like I got
Yet you
lazy
died.
because I would just start losing health and I would just drink potions. Though that was like the first, like, it wasn't even like a mini boss.
I never died.
Cool story, bro. What did you guys think about like
I
the
mean, if there was an
hidden?
achievement for it, I would have cared.
What did you guys think about the hidden rabbits? Were they rabbits? The stuff.
I had to like dance. That's like the only one true like side
I
quest,
went
you
by
know.
like 3 or 4 of them, and then I was looking at a walkthrough, and I was like, I went by all of those. And so I actually I was very proud of myself when I found one by myself. But I did like a little bit of a walkthrough because I missed so many at the beginning.
I actually almost found them all on my own. There was 4 I missed that I had to use a walkthrough to find. But I actually liked them. It was actually kind of fun. It was kind of like a Where's Waldo? Of like you just played the game, and you're like, there's a rabbit back there.
By the time I found one, I didn't remember that you had to dance or anything. So I was like, how do I pick it up? I completely forgot about that.
The dance part cracked me up actually a little bit. I don't it wasn't supposed to be super funny, but it caught me off guard. And just if you actually hold it down, she gets some pretty funny dance moves. So I got a good chuckle out of that part at least.
I do like they give you
But
a
I
character
think
like this very awkward shuffle dance that's just like super rigid.
But I think like you, Andrew, I think I was maybe like 3 or 4 short, and I had to go back and look for them or look them up where to find them, because it's just like I'm not gonna spend a ton of time trying to figure out where these are. So I ultimately did the same thing, but I thought it was kind of a neat thing to do. Like you said, along the way, none of them were so hidden that it was like, oh, I never would have found that, and none of them were so obvious that it was, I don't know.
I just remembered another
Stupid.
thing.
Uh-oh.
Going back to the boss
This
fights.
sounds like an angry another thing.
No. Well, it's making me debate more. Don't you technically kill someone's wife?
The praying mantis, do it right when you said that. I was like, I think he's gonna bring up the praying mantis. No, I thought he said it wasn't his wife.
Well, he's trying to clone and get his wife back, and you murder his experiment. I mean, granted, I guess what the praying mantis is doing isn't very good, but it's also like you kind of like murder,
But aren't
and then you
praying
just kind of like,
mantises?
well, thanks, bye, and you leave.
I think that one's more of an ethics question.
Are they one of the
I think-
insects
I
that
think you're a
do
little more
eat each
right there.
other?
Was
They
that-
do, I think.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
doesn't like the female eat the male or something?
I think so.
Yeah,
That sounds
females will eat the male.
Okay, yeah, that's why I was just like, I mean, why would he want to bring her back? I feel like after
Yeah, otherwise that wouldn't work very well.
Yeah.
If the males ate the females after, it just would just not work.
no, but why eat each other at all? You know what I mean? Like I also
They
feel
just
like
don't do it. Like, just be cool.
Wouldn't you, as a praying
Don't
mantis,
eat.
seeing a female praying mantis eating the male, then be like, I'm staying away from that? You know what I mean? Like how many times do you have to see it before you're, like, oh, I think there's something wrong with that.
Well, maybe that's why he's trying to bring her back. He's like, wait, she's supposed to kill me. She's not supposed to die. I need to bring her back to kill me.
Liz-
So that's why you needed to bring a horrifying beast.
And Liz, you also underestimate how much a guy will do for sex.
Wait, way to keep it PG. We actually,
You just threw a 13 on this PG.
Hey,
Andrew.
Keith swore last episode.
well,
I did not.
We
I would
actually,
do no such thing.
we had a praying mantis in our yard, and they're actually like kind of scary when they charge. Not scary, but like I was surprised at how intimidating they could look.
No, you screamed. Don't.
Do you know what it is? I was trying to get a close picture.
No, you screamed.
I was trying to get a close
very
picture.
terrifying.
After it happened, I made Andrew get the pictures for
Yeah,
me.
you're taking pictures and it slightly moved and you screamed and you're like, can you please take the picture?
It charged.
But yeah, combat was great.
There is something that, I think this is how I tend to rate things. So this isn't a new rating scale, but I think the fact that the game is so short is what makes me accept that the overall combat isn't anything special, and I think it's fun enough. Like if you gave me 10 hours of Ravenlok, but you didn't give me any more like leveling up my skills, changing my skills, anything like that. Just what we have right here. No, I would be.
You're
so
contradicting
upset.
yourself. You literally just said you wanted more of this
No.
game.
I do, but I want.
You just said you would hate it.
I want it. But I want more of it. But I want it expanded. I want the story to have actually some more body to it. Maybe I want
That's strange
the
coming from
combat
you.
to be more. Well, again, I'm just saying, like overall, like if you're gonna give me more of Ravenlok, which is what I want, give it to me in some like a more expanse of what it has, but don't just give me 5 more hours of what it is, because that's too much for the simple gameplay that it is. Like that's what I'm saying. It's perfect amount of time for the simple gameplay, but I want it to be a more expanded gameplay with more time.
I don't think it progressed correctly, and I
Yeah.
think that it's like it's kind of I don't know if it's easy fix, but like if it was a bigger game, they definitely would have needed to like space out the leveling up, because I had all the stuff to level up super fast, and also like I felt like the beginning of the game, it was just mashing X, and then it evolved into something better, but there really isn't, like, you can't jump. It's like, I wasn't really dodging and, like, dashing and all that.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think I used my shield once.
I didn't use it at all. And so for me, it's just like there was like those elements as well. But yeah, I definitely just think that the combat progression was off. And I think that was like the biggest complaint that I saw online.
I hated that you had to like go back to this one guy who would level you up. Like that was annoying to me. Like just let me level up.
I only didn't mind because it was pretty quick and easy to get around. The map was pretty small. But yeah, I would just kind of, I don't know, I would just save up to have like 2 or 3 levels and then go back, because there was no point where I was like, oh, if I just had more levels, I could do this. But I don't know, you could sort of over level up, but you couldn't, because it would get way too grindy. But then they would just start giving you enemies that gave you so much that you could quickly buy 2 or 3 more levels until you hit 20, and then none of it mattered.
See, I will say, I do agree with you, Keith, of like, I if this game literally to me was like even just an hour more longer, I think I would have hated it. But like I do agree. I wish there was more of this game, of like it being expanded in a bigger game. But for what this game is and like the package that it currently is in, it's like perfect. The length is perfect because like the combat.
So you understand me. Thank you.
Well, that's why I'm
Well,
wondering.
yeah, but you're saying it. You were contradicting yourself in a really weird way. You were phrasing it weird.
I just took a long way to get there. It's what I do.
But that's why I was wondering how you guys would feel with like, the medium or hard difficulty, where it's like it would have been more time in the game.
Nah, I probably would have hated it.
I don't know if I would have hated it, because at least the combat might have felt like it was more rewarding, but I probably would have liked it less if I was just like dying a ton and there wasn't much I could do more. So yeah, I think it's where it stands, it's fine. Maybe that's why the default is easy.
Maybe. But one thing I want to really go to the next thing. What I loved about this game, I loved the art style.
The graphics were amazing.
Yeah, so the art style is voxel. Is people who know it's slightly pixelated, cube shaped. Think like Minecraft, but like extra pixels and blocks. But it's like part voxel, part like just like 3D animated, and I absolutely loved this art style because it just blended so well. And graphically, I thought this game looked absolutely gorgeous.
It felt like two art styles to me. Because like you were saying, like the voxel.
Well, that's what I was saying. It is. Like
No, but what I mean is like I think that it did feel very separate to me. There are certain times when like I think it's like when you're traveling around and you're seeing like the landscape and stuff is when it's really cool and like just I don't know. I felt like if it was all the voxel, I wouldn't have liked it. I feel like it would have taken a lot from the game because graphically, I really think that is something that made me like the game from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I think that if the graphics were meh, my score would be much lower.
Yeah, the graphics were the one thing that I loved more than anything in this. Like, I almost want to say, what was the one we played with the sparrow, little death sparrow?
Death's Door. The Raven?
Death's Door. Like obviously they're different styles, like, because Death's Door was very like black and white and all that, but I felt like it was, I don't know, it had the same like, I don't know, kind of like vibe to me of like overall world to it. But I loved it. I loved the color palette. I enjoyed all of, like, you had the enemies where there weren't many of them, but they were all pretty unique. Like, you had the card soldiers and the little goblins, I think they were, that just sort of changed their skins a bit, but everything else in every place you went to was unique. The worlds felt unique, the areas felt unique, and like the bosses were all super cool designs. So yeah. I loved the art style. That was by and far my favorite part of the game.
A lot of the stuff was steampunk-esque. Like, you fought a good amount of like steampunk monsters. And so, like, the art styles in this game, I just think is very striking. I thought you were going to reference the other, like, beautiful voxel game that we played, The Tourist.
To me, that one was, like, I don't know, that one was, like, it was good, but I didn't think it was, like, overall, like, pretty, or, like, I don't know the right way to say it. Like, yeah, the sunsets, I guess, I don't remember them, but overall, I guess, I don't know. To me, that one was, like, a blocky, kind of cartoony game, like, whereas this was like very artistic.
Yeah, I love with like the different art styles. Like, I remember seeing clips of this game, and I'm like, is this voxel? Is it not? Because just the way that they blend the art style, it looks so good. Because like when you play a game like The Tourist, everything's voxel, and so I think because of that, you really see it and notice it. But in a game like Ravenlok here, it blends in so well that sometimes you forget that you're looking at voxel. And it's like, they just did such a fantastic job with it. But I think also it's because of the art style, where I do agree with you, Keith, of like, I wanted more of this game. I wanted more story. And I wanted like it to be a bit more expanded, because I was enjoying the environments that were crafted. That I was like, this is definitely like the cooler part of it.
Yeah, like, I wish there could have been, like, were there cutscenes? I don't think there were cutscenes, but I wish there could have been like I don't know, just something more to really bring out the visual world that they created, because I think that was what they tried to focus on, and it's pretty apparent when you compare the gameplay to the art and the visuals of it. and that's fine. There's some games that focus on certain elements. I'm totally fine with that. But man, I just wanted more of those visuals, and obviously maybe a little bit more of the gameplay to go along with that. But I loved the visuals of it.
I do think
I don't remember the music though, as always.
Well,
I can tell you that.
Before you transition, I just think it's funny too when you were talking about like the landscapes and stuff. I like there's a couple times where you're on top of a hill of like a vista, and they're like, "Oh, do you see in the distance? That's Grandma's house. You got to get there." You literally just go down a hill. Like, this is what I love. Like talking about how this game is like no filler. It looks like it's super far away, but it's just nice. Go down like the hill.
You take the little cart thing.
Oh, well, that's the other one where they're like, oh, you got to get to the center of the maze. You take a carriage down, it's like, oh, you're at the maze.
What is it? The funicular?
Oh, yeah, the funicular.
Yeah.
I remember.
That doesn't. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Psychonauts. Remember Rasputin kept saying that of the funicular.
It's a word that you automatically think that you're saying it wrong.
I know. It's a fun word. But yeah, I agree, Keith. The music, I will say, is pretty forgetful. It did border on tedious because you're just swinging the sword, and so you're hearing a lot of swish, 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 swish because it's super fast, and you're just stun locking enemies. So when it came to combat, it was a lot of repetitive noises.
I agree. I can't really remember any of the music off the top of my head. And I actually, like, right before we started recording, I was looking at a couple clips, and I just looked at them and listened to them, and I can't remember any of the music.
I remember like when you're walking around, the music's pretty fine, but it's fine.
It works.
There. Yeah, it's there.
And then looking at achievements, we all 1,000 the game this week.
Highly recommend this game for achievement hunters. Super easy. I'm assuming we're at the same. Like at the end, there was like 2 achievements you didn't get that you had to look up. The finding all the rabbits.
Yeah, it was the rabbits, and I think it was just the rabbits. I could be wrong though. I wouldn't claim that as fact. But either way, yeah, it's super easy.
I followed the walkthrough a lot, and it's also, but it's not. I actually went ahead of the walkthrough quite a bit. I mean, because like he's buying the potions and stuff, but for me, like I loved it was like I was playing next to somebody. Every once in a while, I'll do a walkthrough.
Statement when you were playing a game with a walkthrough.
I mean, it doesn't happen very often that I use a walkthrough, but when I do, I usually like kind of like make it an experience and have it keep going.
I'm just waiting for you to describe YouTubers as your friend. So I was playing this with my friend on YouTube.
But I also like I said, I usually was ahead, but I mean, it's nice when you hear like, oh, and here's the collectible, and you're like, crap, I didn't get that one. But yeah, I like the walkthrough. But
yeah, nothing was missable, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. It was easy just to kind of go back and kind of scoop things up that you missed. So yeah, definitely recommend this for achievement hunters. And like we said earlier, the time to play is very short. So yeah, if you're an achievement hunter, definitely check out this game. But yeah, I guess let's get to our final thoughts here. So as I said, I enjoyed Ravenlok. I know some of the stuff we were talking about, we were sounding kind of iffy, probably sound iffy on, but this is a fantastic palate cleanser game. You don't have to think too hard about it. It's very simple. You're mostly just mashing X. The environments are gorgeous, so this is a fun world to explore. I enjoyed, like, even though the quest gave me really a poor time trying to figure out where to go, I didn't care because I enjoyed at least exploring. You at least walked pretty fast. And like I said multiple times, this game has like 0 filler. So don't be expecting to just pick up random blueberries for whatever reason, or I need twigs. Like, you're not dealing with that stuff, which is great. I mean, if you're looking for that, I mean, unfortunately, this may be about the game for you. But for what's here, I had a lot of fun with it. But I think I'm just going to give it a 78. I wanted a bit more from the combat, and I definitely wanted more from the story. I would have really enjoyed to kind of see this world a little more fleshed out. But I really enjoyed the art style. I mean, it was just a fun, relaxing game.
So, I
like you start. I need to make a compilation. I feel like you always start your reviews of so like almost
Probably.
Every time.
I'd believe that. And the what is it? The professor that comes in.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hello. That's me. Yeah, Ravenlok. I was expecting a much more difficult game. I almost didn't think I was gonna like it, because in at least what I saw in the trailers, I thought this seemed like a Souls-like, kind of set in Alice in Wonderland world. I thought it looked really cool, but I just didn't think I was gonna get into it. And then I started playing it, and it was pretty easy. I liked it. I had a lot of fun. Very quickly realized I was at the end of it, and I went, boy, that was a good time. I loved my time with it. I really, really did. But it was so short. So it's definitely a game still. I think maybe like a DLC would be cool. And maybe they could at least like double the time, but also add some additional skills. I'd be totally in. But at the end of the day, it's really just the pure definition of a palate cleanser. And I think that's what I love most about it. It's not even a weekend game. It is literally a one-day game. And it's definitely worth checking out. So all that said, I think as a score, I'm going to give it an 82. It doesn't have a high score, but it is an awesome game, and it is worth checking out.
See, I went into this, and when I have to give a score, usually I feel like I'm a pretty organized person, but I usually don't have a score made up in my mind when we do this, and I always know that I should, but I know it's going to be swayed. And this time I went into it thinking like an 80, and I think I'm going to keep it because it's right between you guys' scores, and I feel like that's where I land with how much I like it. I think it's a good game. I wanted more, like you guys said. And looking at Metacritic, for Series X, right now it's at 69 and 8. And for Xbox One, it's TBD. And the biggest complaint that I saw was the combat. I think that if you're a hardcore gamer like Andrew, I mean, I feel like it must be kind of just very relaxing.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised how much I did enjoy this game, because I remember this was in the Xbox Showcase, and I remember this was one of my like least interested games. When I saw it, I was like, that looks just very generic and boring. So I was actually surprised that I enjoyed this as much as I did.
I think it was in like the middle category for me.
Do you remember what it was for you, Keith?
I think it was like, I don't really know much about it, but it looks really cool, if I remember.
Oh, no, it was in one of my top... Well, it wasn't my top pick, but it was in actually one of the top games I wanted to play.
Look at that.
I
love how much you keep notes. And
this is what I mean. I'm pretty organized.
Me and Keith just show up. That's what we do.
Pretty much.
We don't take notes. I actually started taking some notes. I've been leaving post-it notes on my computer screen to remember some things.
We're actually playing...
until Piper steals them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're actually playing like all the games that I wanted to play. I think we got like next game that we play is one of them, and then I think there's only like 3 more.
Well, and then we'll get back to our listener picks. But anyway, let's wrap it up here. If you have any game suggestions and you want to reach out to us or find our things, go to GamePassGrabBag.com. And that will bring you to everything. It brings us to your link tree. You can find our YouTube and all that stuff. I made it easy. GamePassGrabBag.com. I've been your hardcore gamer, Sanji. You can find me on Xbox Live at Firebird 152.
You made
and
a
our
website?
Discord's on it too. Yeah, that's the other thing.
You made a website?
Hey, our Discord or something.
Yeah, I kind of made a website. It brings you to the link tree.
Okay.
Yeah, look it up.
So now you can actually just summarize your closing into the link tree.
I know.
It's adorable. I love it, Andrew. Yeah, I've been Keith, and what I'm going to recommend is go. I was just looking, and I think it's on YouTube. Go and look up the 1985 Alice in Wonderland.
Oh yeah,
it is a terrifying experience of Alice in Wonderland, and I don't know why it was an experience for children.
I remember the scene of her in the house, so I think I've seen parts of this show because I do remember that house.
I want to
scene.
watch them now.
The Jabberwocky in particular is what really bothers me. But yeah, there's a lot of just like there's some. It's weirdly dark for something that was designed for children, but it was also made in the 80s, so that's just what they did.
That's the other question. Do you guys know anyone who's like really into Alice in Wonderland? I feel like I know people who like characters. Like I've seen people have the Cheshire Cat tattoo. I've seen people have the Mad Hatter tattoo, but I don't think I've ever met anyone who's like, Alice in Wonderland. Like, that's my jam. I will read that story all the time.
It's a weird tattoo to get, though, isn't it? Like, because, I mean, they're not like a huge... Well, they could be a huge fan. Or is it just because...
I mean, they're cool characters. Like, that's what I feel like. Alice in Wonderland is just known for cool characters, but I don't know anyone... I don't know the story. If you're a fan of Alice in Wonderland and you think this is like the greatest story, just let us know. I'm curious.
I mean, I basically know the story based on that Alice in Wonderland. I haven't even seen the new ones, to be honest. I just know that one. And I think that one sort of follows the book more than anything. But yeah, I don't know the actual story from the book.
No.
Did Liz do her outro?
Nope. Go, Liz.
I thought I already did it.
Liz forgot we're recording.
I actually, we were chatting, and I really did kind of forget that we were recording. I'm Liz Noob Gamertech, coming on Dean, and I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Liz Noob, NoobBusyW.
All right, everyone. We love you all. We'll see you again next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.